It's May 5th, 2013, and this is our garden in Northern Virginia, inside the Washington Beltway. We start with wisterias in the front. These were given to us as seedlings by an elderly neighbor who dug them up, and she's gone now, but she always wanted to hear about how the wisterias were doing. Our pansies survived the winter here, and they look beautiful in the spring. This witch hazel shrub put on quite a show for us in February. Beautiful yellow flowers. That was the first year that we had it. I have 9 garden beds for vegetables, and I rotate the vegetables among them from year to year. This first one is tomatoes. We can fit 9 tomato plants in a bed. We've got 4 varieties. The material on there is, it looks like plastic, but it's actually made from cornstarch. It'll decompose back into the soil, but meanwhile it helps to keep it warm and keep the moisture in. This is buckwheat that's come up as volunteers from last year when I had to plant it as a cover crop. So I'll dig that in. And this is our onions. I've got 2 varieties. I can get exactly 216 onion plants in here. I grow them from seed, which is exactly 3 flats of 72 each, so math works out very nicely. This bed will be cucumbers later, but right now we can't grow cucumbers in the spring because we get vine borers. So I plant them later, beginning of the summer. And I wanted to do something before the cucumbers. And so I tried potatoes last year and got a very nice crop, followed by the cucumbers. We put straw on there to make the potatoes grow higher, and then they actually grow little potatoes underneath the straw. Makes them easier to pick. Works very well. And these are our pepper plants. Got 24 this year, hot peppers, sweet peppers, and again the cornstarch-based organic mulch. An empty bed. That'll be squash or sweet potatoes, not sure which. We've got garlic planted last fall, and several root crops, beets, radishes, carrots that are just coming along. And peas. Got them growing on a trellis, the sugar snap peas, and planted these back in February, around George Washington's birthday, which is supposedly the time to plant them in the Washington area. But they really don't start growing much until the weather warms up, and we've had cool nights here. And our bed of greens. We've got lettuce, spinach, some cauliflower and cabbage over there. The lettuce and the spinach actually survived the winter and is doing quite well. We've got some very nice greens here. And all of this is in the front of our house. Azaleas are blooming right now. Egyptian walking onions make good green onions for salads. Our herb garden. We've got some basil planted in there, and some parsley, some mint in pots to keep it from getting away from us. Lemongrass, still very small, but it should grow quite well as the weather warms up. And 2 apple trees. We've gotten apples each year, but the squirrels get them before we do. And an asparagus bed. Still really getting started. We've eaten a few spears of asparagus, but for the most part they are still trying to establish themselves. Moving now toward the backyard. So rain barrels that we use for extra water. We've got a composter here that I'm just trying out. Not sure how well that's going to work. I've got old traditional compost beds up on the hill. A bed of ever-bearing raspberries and 3 blueberry plants that are loaded with flowers right now. The garden's very colorful this time of year. Azaleas are blooming. Creeping phlox, tree peony, and up on the hill more azaleas, bleeding hearts. This is our woodland garden. Stays pretty shady in the summertime. English bluebells. And we're trying to grow some columbine here. So that's our backyard garden.